Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to go over a little bit about how we are incorporating chores with our daughter in our home right now. If you're anything like me, you may have tried a chore chart before and it wasn't very successful. I know we've tried a few charts in the past or different systems, and we might have stuck with them for maybe a week or two, but they weren't very motivating for us or for her. And so we've not really done anything recently. And we've been discussing with other friends and family members how they encourage their children to help around the house and what kind of chores maybe they do or how they track it, things like that. And we've kind of blended some ideas that we've liked into how we are doing it now. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about how we're doing our chores or how my daughter is participating. I needed to create a chart that helped blend some of the ideas we liked, and I was struggling out there finding something that worked, free or paid or whatever, that I could print out that we could track. So I went ahead and made a simple chart for us that worked for how we wanted to track our chores, and I'll show you it here. I am offering it for free as a free printable, and so you can go ahead and grab that. I'll leave a link for you. But it is customizable, so you can include all your age-appropriate chores within the chart. You can type them in there and then print it off, and then you can check them off as you'd like. You can laminate it. We just have it in one of these page protectors here, and then we just keep it right on the refrigerator in a central location so that we can track her chores. And so the way that we track it is that we'll check it off, and then at the end of the day, we'll tally up how many chores or tasks that she's completed, and then she'll get a ticket for that, and I'll explain that in a moment. But the way we chose her chores were that we wanted her to have age-appropriate chores. We also wanted to cultivate habits. So when she can brush her teeth and dress in the morning, but she wasn't making her bed, and that was a habit we wanted her to form, a habit I needed to form too, so now I'm kind of doing it. And so now she's been making her bed every day, and so eventually that might come off and just be a habit we expect of her, but for now we're just leaving that as a simple task that we want to build a habit into her. We track the chores by using tickets, and so we have 2 envelopes on the refrigerator next to the chore chart. Now you could print this off and frame it if you wanted to, and then keep everything in a central location. I know people who have tracked charts or chores with points, and they use maybe colored balls or little toys or something like that and put them in a jar. We simply had these tickets at home. I'll show them to you here. They're just these little coupon tickets, and we have 2 envelopes. One says earned and one says turned in. And so at the beginning of this is where we just keep all the tickets that we have. At the beginning of the week on Sunday, she will get 5 tickets in here, and I'll tell you what they're worth in a minute. But she will start out the week with 5 tickets, and then as she does her tasks and chores, she can add more tickets into that earned folder. Some of the things we wanted her to do are spending like extra time. If she does extra schoolwork, or if she practices her piano for longer than is required, we'll let her earn some tickets for those things as well. And so we will just tally up the things that she's done that day, and then how many tickets she earned that day, and she'll get those tickets in her earned folder. So the tickets are worth a couple things. Her incentive is TV time or screen time. That is what incentivizes my child. So each ticket is worth 30 minutes of TV time, and then she also can turn them in at the end of the week if she's accumulated some. So what I've noticed is that she has not watched as much TV as normal because she does like to kind of hoard her tickets and keep them at the end, and I'll talk about that in a second as well. But now she's very strategic in when she decides to watch TV or does extra tablet time or something like that. So the other thing that we've utilized the tickets for as far as a reward is for money. So she is a bit young, she's 6.5, she's almost 7, but my husband really wanted to incorporate a way for her to have appreciation for money and a respect for money and how to spend it wisely and save it. So we wanted to just give her a small way to start building those habits of taking care of money. So each ticket is worth $0.25. And so at the end of the week, if she's has some leftover tickets, she hasn't turned them in for screen time, and she's done a lot of chores, she'll have the tickets that she can use then to turn in for money. We also have talked to her about maybe turning them in for a reward like an outing if she wants to do that instead. So each ticket's worth $0.25. She might get a couple dollars at the end of the week that she's earned, and then we can talk to her about how she should go about saving or spending that money. And we're not going to get into all that, but that is a way that you can cultivate that responsibility in your kids if they're age appropriate. So another thing we have included with this whole system is using it as a form of discipline. So she wasn't very motivated by, as far as like removing the privileges when we would have to discipline her for behavior. And so this was a way to, if she is acting out or having a bad attitude, we can say, I'm sorry, you're going to have to lose a ticket. So we just take a ticket out of her earn folder or envelope, and then we put it in the turned in envelope. And so that's been helpful. It's just another way to, curb behavior and attitude and incorporate that into this whole process. And so I hope that just gives you some ideas on how we've utilized it to, like I said, blend in a few ideas as far as participating in the home, building habits, and having a good attitude when it comes to responsibilities around the house. So again, I will link the chore chart for you to download if you would like to use it in your home. And if you found it helpful or have other ideas that have worked for your family, I'd love to hear more in the comments. Take care. Bye.